Wings are tied up at 3. Lose 5-3. And the jokes they wrote themselves, right? The first night they put on the patch, you put trash or waste on the iconic winged wheel sweater and the bad omen. And we had some fun with it on Cash the Ticket and made people some money with the Islanders money line. But I am curious, as you saw it on the jerseys, how did you feel about it? 248-539-9797. The toothpaste is not going back in the tube. This stuff has seen, the Pistons have a logo on their jersey. The Tigers have a logo on their jersey. This has become the norm. And I know everybody's fear is it's going to turn into NASCAR.
Right.
Where it's just different logos and colors splotched all over and it doesn't even look the same. This isn't that. This logo's in white. It's one word. It's
small.
It's integrated as tastefully as you can. But I know this bothers people because how dare you desecrate the uniform?
Well, and they, correct me if I'm wrong, but they've had logo on the helmet. They've had the logo on the helmet, right?
Yeah, the Meyer logo on the helmet. Yeah. And Myers on the Tigers,
and I know it's different, obviously, when you start talking about the jersey, because the jersey is such a classic. For an original 6 team, all of those things. And I'm not a fan at all of putting advertisements or changing jerseys. I've been, I've planted my flag on that one from day one. I don't think, especially for some of the classics. Now, if you're Oregon, if you're Maryland, if you're some of these other, college teams, because they have more freedom to change their jerseys than you do in the NFL or NHL, insert any professional league. There's not as much tradition there. But when you're talking about the Red Wings, you're talking about the ultimate tradition. I'm not a huge fan. When I saw it, I was like, okay, it doesn't draw my eye to it. So I think people will get used to it. They don't have to like it. It's not going away. It's about money. You could accept it more if it meant something to you as a fan. Like, does it mean that, hey, if we put this on there, we're going to sign Patrick Kane to an extension? Or, insert whatever fan benefit.
New showers for the team or something.
Again, not a fan benefit, unless you get to join in.
Right. Well, it's funny you bring that up because the Tigers last year added the patch and the same thing, right? Old English D, iconic uniform, don't mess with it. And people said, well, if the trade-off is it's extra revenue for the ownership group and they can spend more money, the payroll's lower than it was last year. So, yeah, I get the frustration there. At least in hockey, it's a salary cap sport. Everybody's kind of playing in the same parameters. You could, in theory, use the money to upgrade facilities, except they play in one of the best arenas in hockey right now. It really just is, they can, so they are. I mean, that's how all these teams are operating. They can charge. So they are. They can make money off of a patch on a jersey.
It's a business.
So they will. And
they're going to make money.
Ultimately, it's a business.
The only thing that I would say regarding the logo, and it would be the same thing if I was going to buy a Tiger jersey, if I'm going to buy a Red Wing jersey, any jersey with an outside logo, outside of the team. If I go to the store and buy a jersey, I don't want to have this on it. I want it to just be the regular Red Wing sweater. Or I want it to be a Tigers jersey without, minus the advertisement on the sleeve.
At least for now, that's the way it is, unless you buy like an authentic, right? Like if you want like a game-worn jersey, I'm not going to unsew the patch. But my understanding
I'd have to go pre-leap year. Pre-29, so.
But I think the ones you buy don't have the corporate logo, at least not yet. I suppose if they wanted to make more money, they'd put them on all the jerseys even for resale, and then it'd be a walking billboard for people. I mean, that I get people's concern is not what it is today, it's what it's going to become. They don't want to see like there's like European hockey teams where it's like a NASCAR jersey. They don't want to see that. 248-539-9797. Your reactions to this, because I know people got all worked up about it.
I know they were worked up even before they saw it. Without seeing it, and it was just simply that something else was going to be on the jersey. That was the trigger. And then you saw it, and honestly, I was kind of triggered by it too. I've already staked my claim. Like I don't like change, and I don't want to have classic jerseys, sweaters, whatever it is. I don't want them to be tampered with. But then I saw it, and I was like, you know what? At least it's not intrusive. Like it's not something that is so outlandish or colory or different than the jersey itself, where you're like, well, you can't not see it. Heather,
I don't.
You're more in
style. like where it's located.
Oh, you don't like it on the
Well, like when the Tigers did it, I didn't mind it being on the sleeve because it didn't. I didn't see it all that much. I don't love that it's right on the front of the jersey.
And they moved where the captain C would be or the A,
Right.
which doesn't make a huge difference to me. But you don't like how prominent it is.
To me, I honestly don't. It doesn't really bother me. It didn't bother me when the Tigers did it, but I think it's because it's where it's located. I don't like that it's right there. I don't like that.
right in the middle, right in the front.
Well, yeah, it's up front. It's on the front of the jersey.
And if I'm priority wasted, I go, that's where I'm paying for it
Of
to be because
course.
I want people to notice it.
I
and that's,
get why
and that's
it's
the
there.
dance. And that's the dance. At least it's white. They didn't
It
put
is.
like a yellow logo and it just would have been like, what the hell is that? When you look at it, you hardly, if you're watching the game, you don't even notice. And that's a ticket texter's point. It's a 2-inch patch that blends in with the uniform. You can't even see it when you're watching the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. It didn't draw my eye away from anything. Like I wasn't drawn. It didn't draw attention to it.
Texter uses the word desecration. They desecrated an original 6 jersey. Absolutely disgusting. Not to mention while the Wings were on a roll.
Yeah, I mean that roll was over last night.
We did we made fun of it for the podcast and we bet the Islanders because it did feel like a bad omen, right? Everything's rolling. I don't think they lost because they put the patch on, but it's like, of course, the day you put on a business that disposes with waste and trash, your team plays and starts with a trashy start, a garbage start.
Yeah, I mean if you're talking about waste disposal, I mean the location maybe it would have been
No, John.
pertinent somewhere else.
No, John. No. Bad news for Jim. The Red Wings are getting a golf patch.